And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Man, hope y'all doing good out there. Um, I'm just getting settled in. School's going. My daughter's having a great time. She's adjusting to high school. I just asked her yesterday. So how do you feel? Almost your first week is over. Do you like high school? She gave me this big old thumbs up. She's like, I really like it. Like the day goes fast. It's not like middle school. There's a lot going on. I really like it. Like, okay, good, good. And she's doing her work. She's got a little responsibility, moving around from class to class. She is happy. It's like, all right. And that just tells me that this high school is teaching her something. And her middle school wasn't teaching her nothing, right? Because if you're challenged, your day goes by fast. And if you're not challenged, your day goes by slow. We all know this. So, and right now she's in band practice. They got a first football game, opening game of the season is tomorrow. They got the season opener tomorrow. So the band is, putting the final touches on the halftime routine and all that good stuff. So she's excited. I got to pick her up in a little bit, but that gives us time to do what we're going to do. And today we're going to talk about, as a man, you should focus on yourself and not women. Focus on you and the women will come. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed. So, working with the Fresh and Fit platform and, being a part of the Mano Swamp, the Red Pill world or whatever, and seeing, and meeting in real life, a lot of these guys who have gravitated to this space and man, they have a lot of questions. And, at the end of the day, these guys really just want to know how they can find themselves a wife. Really, they want to find themselves a mate. They want to know how to interact with women so they can find themselves a wife and start a family and all that kind of stuff. This is what they really want to do. And they're just here seeking answers. Not gonna say any, but the vast majority of men who fell down the red pill rabbit hole, who wound up in the Mano Swamp, how did they get here? A lot of the guys, they got hurt. They were out there doing what they're supposed to do, and then the girl, their wife or whatever, significant other was cheating on them or left them or whatever. You got that. You have guys who are just invisible and they just can't seem to get women to see them, right? You got that. You got guys who are just social misfits and they don't know how to handle it. And instead of trying to figure it out, what they've been doing is just acting out. And then they find themselves over here. You got that, right? So, and what I've been telling these guys when I meet them, I'm like, look, bro, you can't be focused on women. That should not be your focus. You need to focus on you. You need to figure out what you need to do to better yourself, to be the best version of yourself. You need to educate yourself. You need to become socially aware and in tune with people. You need to learn how to have a conversation, not just with women, with everyone. Right? You need to level up financially. You need to get your fitness in order. You need to get your mental health in order. Right? You need to get your fashion and your sense in order. You need to, understand, how that it is important to smell good. You have to get your hygiene in order. There's a lot of things you need to do in order to get to your goal, which is so you can find yourself a good woman. And then when you do all these things, you have to be up on game. You need to understand how this works. So when you get yourself together and you are seen by women, you're going to have to know how to vet these women, because all people aren't the same. All women aren't the same. Women are not sugar and spice and everything nice. Some of them might be, but people are people. And you have to understand that it is a game. Whether you want to be in the game or not, it doesn't matter. You were born into this game and you shall die. you know what I mean, in the game. That's how it works. Yeah, it is what it is. And technology, social media, the way the world is getting smaller, all that plays into this. So, gentlemen, if you're out here watching this right now, you must start with you. You must start with you. Point blank, period. Get up, you know what I mean? Do 5 or 10 push-ups every time you get up if you can. You know what I mean? Get into the gym if you can. You know, go and get into some combat sports. Go out there, get punched in the mouth. Go out there and live life. You can't live life from behind your computer. You can't live life from, you know, inside your home. You got to go outside. You got to get in the trenches. You got to get out there. You got to go out here. You got to stumble. You got to fall. You got to pick yourself back up, and you got to go and fall again. This is what you have to do. Right. So, and when you get out there, right, as you're working on yourself and as you begin to improve, women will see you. And when this happens, you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention because there's going to be a lot that happens and you're going to blame yourself. You're going to think you did something wrong. You're going to think that it was me when in fact it wasn't. It was just chalk it up to the game. Right. Don't become the guy who is just anti this and anti that. Like, oh, I hate women and all this. Nah, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Just be the guy who understands how the game works. And you're going out here and you're going to be a student of the game. You're going to study the game. And the game isn't all about just dating and sexual dynamics and smashing chicks and whatever, right? The game is in the workplace, getting promoted. The game is, you know, learning how to talk to people and find investors. And the game is learning how to network and find partners. The game is all inclusive, right? You need to know how to tell which person out there is the bad person, which person is the good person. You got to understand that. And the biggest thing of all, you got to understand yourself. Know who you are. Know who you are. Right? You must know you. Sun Tzu talks about that. Know yourself, know your enemy. You can't hope to ever be successful if you don't know yourself. Right? You got to know yourself. Get to know you. And as you start this process, as you walk your path, you're going to evolve. You're going to change. So you need to be aware of your changes as well. This is what y'all got to do. This is how it works. Right? This is how it works. But today in particular, we're going to talk about the things you're going to encounter with women and why it is so difficult. First of all, it's always been difficult going after women. It ain't never been easy. It ain't never been easy. And when you add technology, you add social media and what's going on today, oh my God, it's been it's very, very difficult to get on with women. Right. And and there's two things you got to understand too. Like, if you out there and you just trying to smash and have sex, that's one thing. If you out here trying to find yourself a wife, that's something else. And that's two different variants of the game. It's never been easier to get out and smash people, gentlemen. I'm just here to tell you, as an old man, I've never seen women so loose. It's never been this easy. It's just like they're trying to normalize it. Women are encouraged to be trashy. The whole 304 thing. They out there. They're boss babes. They're independent. No shame. So they're getting it in. They're getting it in. But who are they smashing? Dudes with game, dudes with resources, and guys who can, provide experience. The top 20 guys. I'm always talking about the top 20, bottom 80. And the only reason you can use whatever numbers you want to use. I use 80-20, but I just want to show that the vast majority of dudes are like you. They ain't getting it. And it's a small minority of guys who are. So that's all I'm saying. Brother Pablo's in the building. What's good, fam? It's like, oh, yeah, you got to get things in order. I disagree about when you say you have to have your fashion in order. Again, being tall, being in shape, being wealthy, having charisma and all that, fashion goes into it too. You don't have to have any of these things, but these things help. If your game is on point and if you're in the right place, if you're somewhere where there are not a lot of women, they're not going to really care about your fashion, right? If you're somewhere and you're really different, let's say that you're from UK and you're living in, North Dakota, you don't have to worry about your fashion because your accent is going to carry the day, right? But if you back in UK and you compete with all the other guys who talk like you, then you're going to have to work on, you're going to need every little edge you can get, and fashion comes into play, brother. Trust me. Fashion comes into play. Yeah, it is what it is. Brother Speeds in the building was good. You know what I mean? We all agree to disagree in this topic. There's going to be some things you may not agree with. There's going to be some things you will absolutely agree with. But what I will challenge you to do here, especially on this platform, is to listen. Doesn't hurt to listen. Doesn't cost anything. Just listen. Just hear it out. Because there is a way to this, bro. Right? There is a way to this. And when guys struggle initially, when they struggle with women, a lot of times they'll blame themselves. They'll blame the women or whatever. They lash out. They act out. When in fact, it's just how it goes. You can't be mad if you're playing American baseball, for instance, and you strike out. That's part of the game. You can't get mad if you're playing American football and you get tackled. That's part of the game, right? It's like that with any game. Like I'm pretty sure with the world football, like what we call soccer, I'm pretty sure there's cliches about that. Like can't be mad if you're playing soccer and I don't know somebody fakes like they got hurt or whatever, or you get a red card or a yellow card or whatever. I don't know the sport that well. Or with rugby, or with whatever. So yeah, we'll just be like I said, Speed, just hear me out. Sister Jody's in the building. What's good, fam? How you doing, love? Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure. Relationships with a chick has never been a high priority. It is a high priority with a lot of men. It is a very high priority with a lot of men, right? We tend to want what we don't have. Grass is always greener, all that good stuff. And they see women out here, and these guys are coming up and they're like, well, I'm going to be the perfect dude. I'm going to be that knight in shining armor. I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to be funny. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to pedestalize her. That doesn't work. It really doesn't work. It's bad. The happy wife, happy life thing. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. Like that, you setting yourself up for failure. Now, if you understand the game, you understand what you're doing, and you choose to run that play, then by all means run that play. Go ahead and do what you're doing. And guys who run that play, when they wife go too far, when they push it, right? Because if you give anybody enough rope, they're going to want to be a cowboy. When she pushes it, that guy will go 10 toes down, draw the line, and dare to cross it. And guess what? She won't cross it. She'll sit down. She'll sit down like, okay, honey. Right? I've seen guys run that play. I've seen them do it. Right. So there's that. Right. But there's a lot of people out there who buy into the Disney fairy tale. I was one of them. They watch the romantic comedies. They read the books, Romeo and Juliet and all this kind of read Shakespeare or whatever. And they out here and this is what they're trying to do. And they get wrecked. They don't take into account how society is constantly evolving and changing, and they get wrecked. Right? You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that, gentlemen. Right? And there are plenty of cheat codes out there, but if you're not prepared to deal with a woman, especially here in America, man, you gotta look out. See, a lot of guys, they'll start this process, man. They begin to walk their path. They're in the gym. They're focused. They're reading books. They're up on stuff. And then all of a sudden, women start paying attention to them. And they're like shocked, like, oh wow, they'll watch a couple videos on day game, right? They'll pick up artistry. They might read a book on that. They'll try some of this stuff. They'll try some negging. They'll try some whatever, and it works. And they're like, oh wow. And then they start dealing with women. And they stop right there. They get the girl that they like. She's cute. He's never really talked to a woman before. He's never been visible to women before. He can't believe she's paying attention. And what's the first thing he does? Let me take you out for a helicopter dinner. Take you out for dinner and a helicopter ride, spend all this money. Like, let me pay for your car note. Let me help you with your bills. Let me do all this stuff. Let me put you on the pedestal. And then they get wrecked. And when they get wrecked, they get mad. right? And then they turn around and they start pointing at them red pill guys. They're scammers, or women ain't nothing. They're all 304s. It's like, bro, you weren't ready. You weren't ready for what you were dealing with. You weren't ready. That's all that was. You came out the oven too soon, bro. You sit there and you need to sit in the oven just a little bit longer. You came out the oven too soon and you got wrecked. You came out, you good at middle school level playing football in middle school, but you ran out, bro. You went straight to the pros. You went straight to the pros and got mauled. That's on you. You got to take your time. You got to be patient. You got to slowly work your way up. These guys come out. You went from no women seeing you at all to now you out here talking to a legit dime. She is going to rock your world in more ways than one. And it's not her fault. Chalk it up to the game. That's what you get for not being prepared. Just like when Anakin ran after Count Dooku, talking about, I'm going to get him, and Count Dooku cut off his arm. He wasn't ready. Right? The second time Anakin Skywalker ran into Count Dooku, Dooku lost his head. He was ready. You want to be Anakin that's prepared. You don't want to be the young Anakin who just ran out there. So this is what we're talking about. And a lot of people, a lot of these guys, I think we just need to say it. A lot of these guys, they just get impatient, bro. And then they see this woman and they're just not ready. Right? They're just not ready. So what we want to do is reinforce that. Like once you start once you start down this path, right? Once you begin to know yourself, once you begin to improve, right? See it through to the end. Make sure you're ready to go out here and holler at these chicks, because, hey man, women ain't taking no prisoners, bro. They getting exactly what they want, and women want the best. Hypergamy really is a thing, and it's not a bad thing. I think hypergamy is a great thing. I don't have a problem with it. I want the best when I'm out there dealing with stuff. If I'm out there looking for a vehicle, or if I'm shopping for produce, I don't want to get the nastiest looking piece of fruit. I don't want that. I want the best looking piece of fruit. I want the best automobile I can get. I don't want just the bare bones basic. That's not me. I want the best. And even if I was going to get bare bones basic, I want the best of the bare bones basics. Right? I want the best. So I don't have a problem with hypergamy. But you just got to understand, simply because you're looking for a wife doesn't mean that the women out there ain't out here looking for marks. Like I said, chalk it all up to the game. So we got a couple of videos we're going to look at. It's going to kind of talk about this. So, I hope this can help someone who's ever out here. Maybe someone's watching now. Maybe someone's out there watching Team Replay. I hope you guys can, learn from this. Again, I'm a very old man now. I'm more than half a century down my path, where I've made a lot of mistakes. So you definitely want to be the wise one who will learn from my mistakes and don't repeat them. Don't repeat them. If anyone want to holler at me on Instagram, man, there it is right there below. I'm on Instagram. I really want to know podcast, all one word. As far as the financials go, if you want to send a cash app, it's down there. DL Saint Pod. If you want to super chat here, you can do that as well. That's fine. It's cool, but I really want to get the information out there. Let's see. Speed Shifter. If don't want problem with, I guess you mean if you don't want problem with chicks, don't follow OF girls. You absolutely don't want to follow OF girls. But here's the thing. Be careful with the women on Instagram who don't have private Instagrams. And then the women who post very sexual, explicit content on their Instagram. It's not just the OF girls that you got to worry about. It's not just the girls who work as exotic dancers that you got to worry about. Right? There are a lot of women out there doing a lot of things, and they're very good at keeping their private portions of their lives private. You won't find out until it's too late, and they know how to present as a noble woman, as the girl next door. So it's not just OF. Think about it. Most of the girls who are doing OF were just the girls next door before OF, right? They were just, right? And they're doing it for pennies on the dollar, bro. So it's not just the OF girls. Right? Speed is saying, I have a woman by my side. I'm loyal to her and she's loyal to me. We don't have problems. That's good. Most people can't say that. Most people can't say that. So that's what's up. That's great. I'm glad that's working for you. So what I'm about to talk about over the next hour and a half, that really isn't for you. Right? But that's outstanding. That's good. Right? But you gotta vet people. You have to be open to what's going on with folks. You have to be able to read what's being said. You got to be able to read between the lines, right? People will tell you one thing and do something else. I always believe what they're saying versus I always believe what they're doing versus what they're saying. Always. And people they gonna run that game on you now if you ain't careful. Now I'm talking to people over here in the US. I'm talking to people over here like in first world nations, like UK. Some other places, more developed nations in Europe, right? Because game is game. Follow someone who loves you. That's be great. But how are you going to deal with the people who know how to make you fall in love with them, right? The women in Colombia right now and DR and some other places like that, bro, they specialize in making you feel like the center of the universe. There's so many guys going down to Colombia, right? And that slowed down a bit. The passport bros kind of messed that up. But these women will sell you the dream. I can't tell you how many times that I've gone down talking to women in Colombia, Medellin, Bogota, Cali, Cartagena, wherever, and just get cool with them. And they'll tell me the game that they running. They will tell me the game. Some of these women are married and the husband is in on it. And these foreigners are flying in, and these women are just, they'll give him what he's never had before, and that's a feminine, fit, friendly woman. Some of these women are pulling it off, and they're not even having sex with these guys. They're going down there, and the guy is just so happy to have this beautiful woman on his arm, and she's talking to you, you know what I mean, mi amor, te amo, you know what I mean, she's just loving you, but not loving you, you dig? Like, she won't smash, but she makes you feel like a giant. That's all game. She's got a husband. And this dude is just sending her $500, $1,000, $1,500, $5,000, just falling completely in love. And their text game is top tier. They got you on WhatsApp, bro. They got you on WhatsApp, sending you pictures. Baby, what do you think of my outfits? Thank you for the money to buy me this outfit. I can go to the flower festival. Oh, thank you for sending me the money for my medicine for my child or whatever. She ain't got no kids. Like, she got on that dress. She going out with her boyfriend or her husband. They game is top tier. Am I mad at those women? Nope. I'm not mad at all, man. Hey, man, game peak game. Do you, baby? I come down there. You come see me. You know what it is. We smashing. You know what it is. We smashing. High five after. We'll see you later. I'm not paying a dime. But there are guys out there with no game. And they're willing to let that money go. Why? Because they came out the oven too soon. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. Brother Mandrell's in the building. What's good, fam? They weren't ready. They came out too soon. That's what's up. Madly in love for 10 years. You guys are getting married. That's what's up. Yet November 12th is your wedding. That's what's up, man. Congratulations to you, man. Let me give you Don DeMarco. And like I said, I really hope it works. And Speed, if I'm not mistaken, you're not in the US, Speed. You're not in the US, are you? If I'm not mistaken. Are you India? I think? Where are you, fam? If you're in the US, that's cool. If you don't want to tell me what, like where, you can say just I'm in America, but I want to say you're overseas. But so let's check this out. We're gonna watch a clip from Professor Scott Galloway talking about the female dating strategy, right? And I'm here to tell you, bro, like what he was saying was spot on. My bad, guys. I gotta do something right quick. I was Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Had to take care of just a little bit of business. Sorry about that. From India. That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, you're from India, bro. That's what's up. So, cultures around the world are different. I've never been to India. I have, like I said, I've worked with some military folks from India and Pakistan, which I understand y'all got drama. India and Pakistan got drama, and yes, I was working on either side. Is what it is. I was neutral. And then India is also having a problem with China. You guys are always having up in the Himalayas, bro. Y'all, going at it. They doing everything but shooting at each other. They beating each other and cutting each other and everything else. But anyway, everyone's country is different. What's going on in India is very like polar opposite to what's going on here in the US. Especially with y'all caste system and everything else. I mean, it's just a different thing. I am happy for you though. I'm happy for you and your bride to be, man. So congratulations. We got Joe Cool in the building. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Casual fan too. What up? And, what's up? We got Castle Club members in the building. I see you, fam. Appreciate you, bro. For coming through. Yeah, Speed. And like I said, I've yet to visit India. I do want to go to Doha. I do plan to go here probably in a couple years. I want to see Taj Mahal and stuff like that. There's some things I do want to see. But I just haven't. It's not high up there on my priority list, but it's on my list. It's definitely on there. So let's check this out, man. So this is Scott Galloway, and he's talking about female dating dynamics and what females are looking for and what they're doing and why. And and they're going to be talking about more successful women, but this applies to really all women. It really does. And again, I'm not saying that women are bad for what they're doing or how they move. It's just the game, guys. That's all. I want everybody to win. And if you're a dude and you pay attention and you do the work, you will be able to win. If you don't, move at your pace, don't move too fast. If you move too fast, you might get caught up. But let's check this out. Scott Galloway talking about how females move.
Well, we all know women, I'm sure this happens to you all the time, really interesting, high character, successful, attractive women, usually in their 30s, sometimes in their 40s, who will say, I can't find anyone to date. And it's not that they can't find anyone to date. It's that they can't find anyone they want to date. And there's some dynamics here. The first is...
Can I just interject to validate your point there? She also said to me, I'm not willing to drop my standards.
Well, and it's like Warren Buffett said, the key to a healthy marriage is low expectations.
Facts.
What's happening is, and I think his name's Chris Williams. He kind of reminds me of you. He's this handsome young podcaster who's blown by all us old guys. You know Chris?
Yeah, I know Chris.
Anyways, he does a fantastic job, and I've learned a lot from him. But he calls it the high heels effect. And that is every year for the last 50 years, women have become better educated and they're making more money. In urban centers, they've now, under the age of 30, blown by. They're now making more money. More single women in the US own houses than single men. They're getting taller every year. And the reason he uses height is that 50% of women say they won't date a guy shorter than them. It's probably more like 80%. And even if they're not cognizant of it, just anthropologically, subconsciously, they're just usually not attracted to men shorter than them because they have something telling them that this individual is less likely to be able to physically protect you. So you're just at a disadvantage.
So you hear what he's saying, right? And you hear this all the time. If you talk to women, and especially one-on-one, you don't want to be in group settings. If you just one-on-one having a conversation with the woman, maybe a friend or an associate or whatever, and she's comfortable around you, she'll tell you the truth. And what Scott Galloway is saying is facts. Facts. Now, he just said that most women don't like short dudes, for whatever reason. Does that mean that short guys can't get on? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's some short dudes out there killing it, killing the game. You look at Hollywood, man. Tom Cruise is one of the shortest humans walking around. What's the name of the other guy? God, I can't think of it. Sean Penn. Sean Penn is itty bitty, but people believe that they're larger than life because Hollywood does their thing. Like these are short dudes. Most of the the average man is what 5'8", 5'9". I think the average man in America is about 5'8". So. Women saying that they want a dude that's over 6 feet or whatever. I mean, you're looking at what 15% of the U.S. population is 6 feet or taller, right? So you right off the rip, 85% of people you ain't even looking at. So again, don't get mad. It's the game. People can have their preferences. They can have they could do what they want to do. But he's talking about wealthy women and women normally date across and up. They want a person either at their level or better. Most women want to do this better than they are. And, you know, if she's out here making $200,000 a year, there's not a lot of single men above that mark or at that mark. So she's like, instead of saying, well, I'll just go find me a guy who loves me and be with someone and we can build together, she's like, I'll just get some cats or have my own child. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean, Brother Joe Cool's like minorities are trailer parks or U.S. caste systems. Like usually like minorities and trailer parks. Yeah. The U.S. has, we have our own version of the caste system. We're not, you know, what's going on in India, what's going on in the U.S. is way different. But yeah, America has its own version. For real. And Brother Speed, like he's working for United Healthcare, yo. So we probably talked to you on the phone, man. You doing customer service, probably calling you up. You know what I mean? When we got problems or whatever. We got Casual Fan up in this joint. He was like, yeah, for men, it's financial. Yeah, the financial characteristics. Bro, you know, when we had these discussions, we talk about what women are wanting. You know, this is a very broad discussion, but when you actually get into it, you know, women are driven emotionally. And if you know how to work that, she'll fall for you. And once she falls for you, bro, you good. Once she falls for you, like you good, you in there. That's all part of the game. So once she gets her shields down, you get past her shields, bro. I mean, your money. But you got to understand that if you're not the guy that she wants, bro, she'll leave you. You're gonna have to understand that. So you need to know who you're dealing with. The short-term stuff is real easy these days. You want to just smash or whatever, that's real easy. That wealthy woman with the high heels and all that and the money and the $200,000, she'll smash you. She'll have fun, right? Even if your game is up, shit, she'll take you out to dinner. She might even take you on the trip. She'll fly you out, but she's not going to commit. Even though she's digging you, she's not going to commit because she believes she deserves a guy who's at her level or higher. So it's really hard to get those women to commit, but can they do it? Yeah. You know, you got dudes out there in the street do it all the time like that. The pimps on that ism, they do it all the time. If you using that kind of game, like the real players, they know what they're doing. They get women like that all the time. But the players know like this ain't going the distance and the player's not trying to get married. He's just trying to smash and have a good time. So women fall for those guys all the time. Where they say all men are just terrible, all men are trash, da. But why she fall for the dude? Because she believed he was at her level or higher. And in some cases, he might be. He is the dude. He's the dude making $300,000 a year. He's 6'3". He's in shape, 6-pack abs. You know, he's a handsome guy. He's charismatic and all the rest of it. That guy gets to do what he wants to do with who he wants to do. But everybody else, right? Everybody else, man, they got to figure it out.
It's advantage from a height standpoint. Now, metaphorically, women are getting taller every year and men are getting shorter, right? Men mate socioeconomically horizontally and down, women horizontally and up. But when the pool of men who are socioeconomically senior to women, it just means that the quote unquote pool of viable mates for women is going down every year. And women have been told they can have it all. And what I found is you can't have it all. Or let me put it this way, you can have it all, you just can't have it all at once. And that to focus on their careers, which, by the way, I think is a good thing. I think economic viability is just super important for everyone, including women. But the reality is, as they have gotten taller, men have gotten shorter, so there's just less pairing. Society has a tendency to evaluate a woman's success through the lens of her romantic success, not as much for men. People look at you and think, and I don't know your relationship status, but people look at you like, guy who's killing it. He's killing it, and he's single. Oh my God, it's good to be Stephen Bartlett. A woman in her 30s who's killing it professional as alone, it's like super successful, but your single status is a feature. For women, it's seen as a bug, and you both might be just as lonely. But or you might be engaging in, and I'm projecting here, I have no idea what your situation is here, but there's this dynamic where the men who are in the top 10% can engage in Portia polygamy, and that is women with online dating now believe there's something wrong with this. That, and I'm going to be, this is going to get me in trouble, but let's rate everybody. Most people will acknowledge that some people are more attractive than others, and they find certain people less and more attractive. A woman of average attractiveness can have a relationship. And when I say relationship, that's code for sex,
right? She can
with
smash.
someone who's in the top 10%. But that individual is probably not going to establish a long-term relationship. And because of the lack of friction and connection and meeting people via text message or online dating, the top 10% of men are getting 80+ % of the opportunities for short-term relationships or sex. So they can engage in what's called Portia polygamy, and that there's not a lot of motivation for them to establish long-term relationships, which leads to bad behavior and a lack of household formation. So the guys that most women want and believe that they should be in a relationship with are the least likely to establish a long-term relationship. And then the bottom 90 either have little or absolutely no interest from women.
And y'all see that, right? I use 80-20, he's using 90-10. There are people out there saying 95-5. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That those dudes at the top, that percentage gets smaller and smaller as we go on, right? Especially in America, the wealth gap is widening, right? We see what's going on over here. This guy right here, Professor Scott Galloway, is so far from the red pill, from the manosphere. Like, he has nothing to do with this world. He probably knows about the world, but he doesn't rock in this world at all. And you notice the message is the same. Bro, Rollo Tomasi says what he says verbatim. Rich Cooper says what he says verbatim. Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines says what he just said verbatim. Right? Michael Certain, verbatim. Right? So when people come over here and they're like, oh, red pill bad and blah, 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 man, that's fine, man. But listen to the information. It's the same message coming from all sorts of dudes. It's the same message. It's the same message. Remedies may change, right? So what am I telling? I'm telling you, be prepared. As you are beginning your transformation as a guy, as you are, transforming yourself from an invisible dude who's down in that bottom 80, bottom 90%, and you're trying to work your way up into that top 20, top 10%. As you begin your transformation, understand this is what you're going to have to deal with. Women want the absolute best. And if you're out here, I suggest, if you trying to build yourself up, I suggest that you get out here and you become one of those guys who can engage in Portia polygamy, as Rich Cooper says it. As Scott Galloway says it. Get out there and smash you a couple. I'm not saying go out there and just have sex, meaningless sex with hundreds and thousands of women. I'm not saying that. That's what you want to do, fine. Be careful, but that's what you want to do, fine. What I'm saying is get out here and at least get your feet wet, so to speak. I guess you'll be getting another part of your body wet, not your feet, but whatever. Get it wet, right? Be careful. Don't make any babies you don't want. Just so you can see what's going on. Now, a lot of people don't agree with that. A lot of my homeboys are like, man, you don't have to do that. They can, they can get gamed up and not sleep with anyone. I'm like, I don't think so. I think you have to run it. I think you have to run it to the end. I think you have to run it to the end. I think you have to do it more than once. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it 50 times, 100 times or whatever, but I think you have to do it more than once. Get at least, I would say 10 under your belt. Get to the point where you got 10 different women who were into you enough that they wanted to share themselves with you. You didn't have to lie. You didn't have to run no stupid game. They were just into you, which comes, and you actually had relationships with them. Like y'all were, together for a while. I would say do that just so you understand what you're going to have to deal with on the other side. Now, you don't have to agree with that. And that's fine, right? You don't have to agree with that. I get it. But I believe that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? And Brother Casual's like, yeah, that's true as heck, DL Saint. No one is teaching guys the right game. They say be simp instead of masculine because it's easy, man. It's easy. It's easy to go out here and pay for it, bro. It don't take any skill. Don't take any game. It's easy to go out here and be a simpleton. Most of the dudes who are simpletons, it's just they don't know any better. And again, they're falling for the Disney fairy tale. That's what it is, man. And it's fine. We were all programmed with this. I was programmed with it too. It's fine. It is what it is. They were programmed with the Disney fairy tale. That's all it was. Right? So when they go to the simping thing, it's because that's what they saw in the movies. That's what they heard in the love songs. That's what the women in their lives were telling them to do. Get a bouquet of flowers. Send her 20 dozen long stem roses. Right? take her to the finest restaurant, you know, buy her a nice gown. I mean, bro, don't do any of that. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to help you. It's definitely going to hurt you. And brothers, people saying in India, the Indian women in India, they just want men with good government jobs, stable jobs. They want security. They want stability. Same thing here. You know, again, you just got to look at the difference in GDP. You got to look at the difference in, you know, purchasing power and stuff like that. You know, rupees versus the dollar. I mean, you got to look at what Americans make and what people in India make on average. Women are going to want to get security, and, you know, they're going to want safety over there. Things are rough in India, especially for women. Y'all got some wild shit going on over there as well. So that, you know, women want what women have always wanted throughout history, you know, provision and security. You know, they want to handle their feminine roles. Where here in America, you can pick up the phone and call a big, strong police officer to come help you out. You know what I mean? 911, police show up like that. Women can make their own money. They can buy their own stuff, right? They can live their own lifestyle. So the guy is really icing on the cake. They got the cake. Hell, the guy ain't even the icing. The guy that they want really is just a cherry on top, because they can do everything else for themselves. But it all boils down to our programming, and women are programmed to get a guy that's better than them. You know what I mean? That's just bottom line, better than them. You know, Educated Tyrone's in the building. What's good, fam? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you as well. Salute to you as well, man. Like, yeah, so what y'all got going on in India, man, that's a completely different game. Like, versus what we talking about here in the US. What y'all got going on in India, completely different. The fundamentals are the same, and the reasons as to why people are moving the way they move are the same. But over here is way advanced in America. Way advanced. You got women who are making that kind of bread. You got women making 6 figures plus. You know, they have their careers in line or whatever. That woman is still competing with the chick from the trailer park, with the chick from the hood, with the chick from Midwest, right? They're all competing for the same dudes. All these women on a scale of 0 to 10, all of them, the zeros all the way up to the 10s, they all believe that they deserve the same dude, that knight in shining armor. They all believe it. And that's what they go for. So you got women who are like 3 on the scale, right? 5 being average. They're 2 steps below average, and they still believe that a man who's a 3 or 4 is below them. So the whole thing is skewed over here. I guess it's really bad, right? It is really bad. But you need to, as a guy, when you start down this path, you need to understand that that's how the game is played. Don't get mad. Just understand it. Go take your lumps. You're going to fall down a couple times. Go ahead and fall down, get up, brush yourself off, right? And continue. Learn from your mistake. You're going to need game. And I know there are guys out there like, well, a real woman, she doesn't play any games. A real woman, she's honorable and all the rest of it. Okay. Go ahead and believe that if you want to. Right? So I'm just going to marry her and we're going to live happily ever after. Okay, maybe for 5 or 7 years. But when she's ready to move on, because for whatever reason, you know, you get served some papers talking about you got to come to family court, and now you're about to lose half your stuff. Right? On the other side of that, all women are evil. Oh man, I can't believe it. The system is they against all men and blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, it was like that when you met her, homie. Right? DL Saint told you. DL Saint told you. Don't come over here and cry now, because you done got your back blown out by the family court system, and you done lost half your shit. You know what I mean? You got to fight to have access to your own children. Don't get mad at us because we told you. That's how the game works, bro. Don't come over here crying, right? Again, you came out the oven too soon. Get your ass back in the oven, you know what I'm saying, and finish baking. And when you come out, now you're a more well-rounded guy. You've learned from your errors. Now you can go out here and do what you're going to do. That's just how it is. Yeah, women in wheelchairs being picky. Absolutely, man. Educated Tyrone is saying some dudes simp also because they put all their efforts into career or school in their 20s and didn't focus on knowing how to keep a woman without just money. And that's what I'm talking about. Again, those guys came out the oven too soon as well. You still cooking while you're in school. You gotta let it all bake and marinate, man. Focus on you. Like, going to college is a great thing. Going to trade school is a great thing. If you don't go to the military, it's a great thing. Focus on you. While you're doing it, go ahead and experiment a little bit. Get out there, and by experiment, I mean mess with women. You know what I mean? Any experimentation outside of that is on you. Uncle Saint didn't say do it. All right, that's on you. But get out there, learn how to be social, learn how to have a conversation, learn how to talk to women. A lot of these guys, who are starting down this path and are working on themselves, they'll come out with me and I'll tell them like, man, just go over there, go over there and get her name. I want you to go over there, talk to that woman, chat her up. I want you to spend no more than 5 minutes. Just go over there, chat her up, get her name and come back. That's all I need you to do. Right. And most of those guys get over there and it's a girl who like actually talks to them. Sometimes they'll go over. It's rough. She ain't really trying to holler, but she'll give them a name, probably a fake name, and come back. It takes like, 45 seconds to a minute and a half is over. Sometimes they'll go over there and the woman's actually talking. He's chatting her up. He's doing good and he won't leave. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes. Right. And now he's buying her drinks. He's doing all this other kind of stuff. He's buying her friends drinks and all this kind of stuff. And then they leave. She gives him a hug. Her and her friends leave, 4 or 5 drinks later. And he comes back. And I'm like, didn't I tell you 5 minutes? No, but she was, it was amazing. Didn't you see? Like, we're going to go out. I got her Instagram. I got her number. That's not her number, bro. That's not her number. But like, bro, she just ran game on you. Show me your bill. Show me that bar tab. Well, it was only $150. Yeah. You got her and all her friends tipsy. It's 6:45 in the evening. They on their way to the next spot where they're going to meet up with the dudes that they want to holler at. They already good. And the reason they needed you to buy the drinks, my friend, is because the dudes that they dealing with got game and them dudes ain't buying them shit. And the guy just sits there. Next time I tell you to do something, do exactly what I say. I said 5 minutes, homie. 5 minutes. Get the hell up out of there. These are the lessons you need to learn. These are the lessons you need to learn. All right. I'm not going to be able to read every chat, guys. I'm definitely going to show every chat, but I'm not going to read them all. Yeah. I've seen, women in a wheelchair be picky. I've seen obese women be picky. I've seen women with all kind of surgical problems, like, deformities be picky. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. It's nothing wrong with that. Right. Nothing at all. So, this is how it works. When you get out here and you start talking to women, they are going to be running their game. A lot of dudes are like, well, you know what? I don't want to deal with game. I don't want to deal with none of that. That's why I go to the church. Oh, Lord. Oh, you in the church? Uh-oh. Unless it's Muslim, unless it's like, the Islamic faith, bro. And even then, this is America. So they ain't getting stoned over here. But, if you in the church, the New World Church, or whatever they call it today, the formerly known as the Baptists and Southern Baptists or whatever, if you in there, oh my goodness, you in there with a bunch of women who are all reformed, kind of 304s. I'm just going to keep it 100. The church is not what it used to be back in the 60s and the 70s. Certainly not what it used to be back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's not the same. The church is no longer a community. Men aren't in there. And the dudes who are in there are in some different shit. Like either they're into dudes or they're in there so they can smash all these women. Like, I'm not, you don't need a church to study the word, no matter what faith you're following. You can study that on your own. Right. But when you go into the church, you definitely got to be gamed up. I stay out of churches just for that alone. I stay out of churches. So don't think that I don't need this game because I'm God fearing and I'm in the church, bro. You gonna need the game even more. Today's church don't even follow the Bible, their own text. They're changing it in real time. They got women leading the church in real time. They don't talk about women following their husband. Like they don't say that you should follow your man and obey your man as your man obeys God. They don't talk about that anymore. It's like, we don't need the man. I just do what God says. You're not even following the word of your faith. Man, be careful if you're in that church. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. All right, learn this game. I'm not saying go out here and be a player unless you want to, but every man should understand the game at a player level. He should see it unfold. He should know it. And then if he decides to deal with a certain woman, that's because he chose to. not because he got duped into it. Like he know what he's dealing with. Like, all right, here we go. Here we go. I'm telling you, bro, when you figure this out, the first time you have a one-night stand, the very first time you have a one-night stand, right? And when you on this path, you will get there. The woman is going to say, I've never done anything like this before. Or she's going to say, I've never done anything like that before. Depends on at what point in what stage of the one-night stand are y'all in. Right? And you don't judge the woman. You don't want to do that. You ain't going to sit back and judge and call her all kind of names. Nah, man, she a grown up. You're a grown up. Y'all doing grown up business. Right? You might want to tell her to keep it quiet. But the first time you have a one-night stand, she's going to say that I've never done anything like this before. Is she telling you the truth? I mean, you can take her word for it if you want to, but I'm here to tell you, you're not the first one, player. That's what she does. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Just understand that's what she does. And a lot of guys, their heads get blown, but man, look at her. She's so regal. She's so noble looking. She's a lady. She's never shown any skin. She doesn't twerk. I mean, look at her. No tattoos. Very modest. She's a Republican, for God's sakes. She's right. It's all that. Like, yeah, the Republicans be getting it in. They freaky. I thought you knew, son. You better act like you know. Hey, they be getting it in, bro. Just like the Democrats do on the other side. They be getting it in. And they all say the same thing. I've never done that before. Now, the first time she had her one-night stand was probably in college. So no, especially if she got degrees. She got degrees, bro. You were not the first dude she went home with and smashed. You're not. Just so you know. And a lot of these dudes will come out the oven too soon because they ain't ready. They'll find that woman and she's that perfect, conservative, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Have that one night stand. Oh, no, I was the first one. It was kismet where, I'm her significant other. Like, that's my life mate or whatever. What's the term they use? Whatever term they use, my life partner, my life mate. We soulmate. That's what I'm looking for. That's my soulmate. Okay, that's what he thinking. Right? He's ready to boom. Whirlwind romance. 90 days later, they're getting married. Boom. 9 months later, they got their first baby. And he's like, this is amazing. It's everything I've ever wanted. She's smart. She's conservative. She's God-fearing. Baby. This is great. Right? 8 years later, by some sort of mix-up or some sort of medical thing, somehow he does a DNA test and finds out that that's not even his baby. That's not even your baby.
Houston, we have a problem.
Now what are you gonna do? Because the court's like, that's your baby. You raised that baby. And then now, because she done left you, because she been smashing that dude on the side, the real baby daddy or whoever, whatever dude she out there doing, she been doing her thing. You got caught up, bro. You came out the oven too soon. You weren't ready for that. You got caught up. It's happened to a million dudes. It'll happen to a million more. Don't get mad at her. Don't hate the players. Hate the game. That's how that works. I'm just letting you know. This is why you really need game. And I'm not saying you need game so you can be a monster out there and go out here and smash all these chicks and be a bad boy. I'm not saying that's what you need it for. But the game is a tool that you need to master. The game is knowledge. You need to understand what's going on so you're not that guy who has a one-night stand with a woman because she knows she's already pregnant by some deadbeat dude and you got a future. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to be with him. She plays the role, has the kids, gives you, whatever. She can be a good girl. Like, you know what? I'm not smashing dudes all the time. I just do it on the girls trips or whatever. She do whatever. She messes around a little bit, but she'll make sure you never catch her. She looks out for you, but that's not your child. And when you find out that's not your child, what then? You stuck like Chuck. And when you go before the judge, like at that point, when they say it's cheaper to keep, it probably is. Man, there's some Muslim mosques if they mix in guys and girls in the mosque here in the US, don't go to that mosque. That's haram. If they doing that, bro, the Muslims gonna come shut down that mosque for real. That's haram. The women's supposed to pray behind you. And when that's how the women want to do it and they cover themselves up, man, that's absolutely haram. And I'm not, that's not my faith, but I know a lot of brothers who are into that. They don't hate that. Player 1258 in the building. What's good? Good to see you again. Tapping in, showing face. Appreciate all you do. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for coming in. You know what I mean? We just talked about preparing yourself with game so you can go out here and find a woman that you want. That's all we talking about. And I'm telling you, when y'all get y'all one night stand, and it's coming, you on this path, it's coming. You working on yourself, it's coming. Women gonna see you. I'm telling you, they gonna say they never done that before. It's the first time. This must be something about you. Oh my God, I've never done that. When it happens, come back over here and tell Uncle Saint what happened. Don't use her real name. Never tell on a chick either. You want to be on some real player shit, never tell on a girl. Never tell. It is what it is. It's all a game. I can't tell you how many times I done mess with chicks and they see me out and about and they with their man, they with their husband. And me and her been doing all kind of nasty stuff. You know what I mean? She told me she didn't have a husband, but I'm single. I didn't care. And you would see the terror on her face. And it's happened multiple times. They turn around and see you and they're just terrified. And I walk by them like I ain't never seen them before. I've had times when the husband knew me. Just associates, just people I know. I know a lot of people. You know, I be doing comedy. I'm in the entertainment world, aviation, and all that. The husband knew me. Hey, Saint, come over here and meet my wife. I'm like, that's little shorty I was smashing 3 weeks ago. Damn. And I walk up and play the role. How you doing? DL Saints. Pleasure to meet you. What's your name? Oh, Tabitha. Wow, that's cool. What's up? Man, this guy, bro, isn't he amazing? She's like, yeah. Yeah. And then when she realizes that it's all love, it's all good, bro, they come back and see you a week or two later. You see it in their eyes. They want you even more because it's taboo. I had women, dude saying goodbye to everybody and she looking back at me. Dude got his head turned or whatever. She reached back and she grabbed the little one. She going there, she grabbing the family stuff. She's like, She gives that little dirty wink. Bad girl. Just a bad girl. You know what I mean? Winking and stuff. Man, they get right on it. Like, what's up? Where you at? I'm coming over. They'll come over and just get it. And I know y'all saying that's wrong, man. You smashing the old boy's wife. Hey, man, it was already happening, bro. It's the game, man. I'm not trying to. What do you want me to do? Go tell him he's not my homeboy. We're not, we ain't tight like that. Obviously, if he was one of my dudes, his game would be strong enough to avoid something like that. Right? So I'm not getting in the way of that. They happy. Hell, he might know. The way they doing it now, but you need to be gamed up to that point. Never tell. Never tell, gentlemen. Never tell, because the women won't. These women will not tell on you. Never tell. And when it goes bad, don't worry about it. When it's over, it's over. Stay cool with them. It's over. If they hit you up, it's cool. You know what I mean? She'll put you on with one of her friends. If you handle your business like that, she will put you on with one of her friends. She playing fair. You gotta tell her, quit being stingy now. I ain't say nothing when your husband rolled up here, man. You gotta put me on with your Gloria. You gotta put me on with her. Where's she from? Peru? Oh, come on, man. Quit playing, girl. Come on, Tabitha, quit playing. You know Gloria want a little bit of this. Make it happen for me. Make it happen for me. And guess what? She gonna run that game for you. She gonna run that game for you. She gonna bring Gloria out. And if you really good, you'll smash them both at the same time. This is the game. Don't care, bro. It's a cold game out there, man. And these women, they in the streets like that, bro. Am I saying all women are like that? Absolutely not. Are there good women out there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are some good women out there. Yes. But most of them married before they 25. That's just how it is. Most of them ain't trying to come out. Most of them ain't on a yacht party. Most of them ain't in a mansion party. You ain't going to see them in the club. They ain't doing that. When they go to church, they in church with their husband. You know what I mean? When you go up to talk to her, try to run some game on her, she's like, well, how you doing? She'll say, my name is Mrs. John Brown. She'll let you know up front. I ain't nothing playing. Ain't nothing happening over here, partner. I'm happily married. Nah, go away. They recognize bad boys. They know what it is. Can I get your Instagram? Sure. They show you the Instagram and it's her and her husband. She's like, yeah, my husband runs the Instagram. It's private. So I doubt if he approves your request. Now she just fucking with you. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good one. That's a good woman. Them the ones. They out there. Right? So when you young and you on this path of improvement and you're young, that's when you got your best shot of getting you a good one. But again, you got to be gamed up because in college, man, these girls are experimenting. They doing their thing. They doing their thing. So you got to be careful. Some of my best experiences, bro, with these college girls, man, all over the country. They doing their thing, man. I'm just trying to tell you, bro. It is what it is. Right? It just is what it is. But don't tell. That's part of the game. Don't tell. Right? And think about it. If you out there doing your thing and one of your mans and them come, you meet some chick and then you smashing or whatever, and then come to find out that's your man's woman, like your dude, y'all came up together. Yeah, you got to tell him. And it should only be a couple dudes like that. I got a handful of guys that are close to me like that. If somehow I manage to smash his wife, that I'm telling him. But here's the thing: if that's my man like that, I've known them since they began their relationship. So something like that can't even happen. It can't even happen. Hey, real players who know the game, man, they know how to vet their women. They do a really good job of vetting. It's at least a 2-year process. They know what they're doing. Right? So, but all my associates and whatnot, bro, like, nah, I'm not telling on her. Why would I? Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, fam? I'm not telling on her. Yeah, them unicorns don't stay on the market. You're right. They don't. The ones, them women, the serious women, the ones who are raised right, the ones that they are married before they are 25, man. I'm here to tell you, bro. Here to tell you. So it's another video I wanted to watch. And this is Psych Hacks, Dr. Orion Taraban. I keep messing up, man. My bad, y'all. I'm over here messing up my producing. My producing skills ain't what they used to be. I got to get it all back together again. And even this one, women want it all. Study reveals what women want, right? So kind of stays in this vein. So when you're out there, you're making yourself the best version of yourself. Why is it that all the guys in the manosphere, the red pill guys, are saying this? Why is it that people like Scott Galloway and all the scientists are saying you want to be the best version of yourself? Like Orion Taraban here, Psych Hacks. Why are they saying this? Because it's data on it, man. It is a fact, man. Women want the best. They want it all. Brand new socks and drawers. That's what they want. They want it all. So you need to become that. You need to get as close to that as possible, and then women will see you. Mind you, it's all women. All women. So if you want the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s to see you, you got to be the best or on your way to being the best. Right? You could be working with a girl dropping fries at Burger King. Y'all both work at Burger King. Y'all both dropping fries. And she'll flirt with you all day. Y'all in there doing whatever, having fun. But the minute some dude pulls up in a Aston Martin or a Honda Accord for that matter, and he got a little bit of game, was like, what's up, girl? Let's do something. She gone. She gone. She is not messing with you. Her fry buddy, she gone. You heartbroken. You sitting there mad. Why you mad, bro? You got to level up. If you had a little game, maybe you was smashing her, because when I was working in the restaurants when I was a kid, I was getting it in. Hell, I was in them restaurants. 16, 17, 18 years old. I was working in the restaurants while I was in high school. Then I went to the military, got out the military, came back. I got in the restaurants again because I know I always had hustles. Full-time job, part-time job. Some of my part-time jobs were working in restaurants. I was getting it in. I was a brokey. I was getting it in. But I had games, so I was able to, have a good time, get them to come out. I could make them laugh. We have a good time. Plus, I was in the streets a little bit. We're having fun. I had a crib. They would come over. Most women working in restaurants, man, they ain't got their own place. They're living with family or they got a situation. They got something. If they're working in Walmart's or they working at like 7-Eleven or they working in, Target, they ain't got money like that. So they working next to you, got how long they flirting with you. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Get them back to the crib. They comfortable. House is clean. Always have your house clean, guys. That's part of the game. We'll do a video on that down the road. Make sure the house is right. You get them over there, they comfortable, man. Back in the day, we had Blockbuster, man. Pop in the Blockbuster. It's on, bro. You never make it to the halfway point in the movie. It's on. She ready. She ready. But back to the restaurant, when you back into the restaurant, and then the owner's son comes in and says, "Ooh, you're pretty. Can I take you out?" Man, she gone. She gone, bro. But if your game on point, she'll come see you. And so she'll come back and holler at you when because you know she know you're gonna keep your mouth shut. She'll come back and holler at you. You know what I mean? Please like the video. I'm supposed to say that on every video. Please like, please subscribe, please share, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean, brother Pitney? Appreciate that, bro. So Orion Taraban, right? Psych hacks. We gotta listen to this, guys. Check this out.
Ryan Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is Women Want It All. So the title of this episode is actually a riff on one of my all-time favorite psychology research papers entitled Attractive Women Want It All. It appeared in the journal Evolutionary Psychology in 2008, volume 6, issue 1, in case you want to look it up. And I love this paper because it's like the nerds in academic psychology finally researched a question that the average guy both didn't already know the answer to and really wanted to know the answer to, namely the question of what women wanted. Now, before I unpack this research, which is very surprising, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's how you can support me in my mission to deliver free, high-quality content to the world.
Definitely support this brother because he's putting out good content.
What happened in this study? Basically, the researchers started by asking about 100 guys to rate a whole bunch of women in terms of their attractiveness, their face, their body, and their overall appearance. And the women invited to participate in the study were the ones that the men rated most highly. The researchers then sent these really involved surveys to the women deemed most attractive by the men, and the surveys functionally asked in 100 different ways, ladies, what do you want? Do you want a handsome man? Do you want a rich man? Do you want a family man? Do you want an emotionally available man? Do you want a committed man? What do you want? And how did the women respond? The women basically responded with a single word, yes.
Yeah, I want it all. Brand new socks and drawers. Brother Michael Lee, what's good, fam? I see you. What up with you, player? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. I mean, bro, they want it all. And they're working in an environment where the bottom 80 dudes will break their back trying to get them everything they want. But because what they want is so hard to get, right? It ruins them. It ruins them. You know, women don't realize until they get older. It's like, damn, I'm never gonna get that guy. Where men know right away. Like, you shoot your shot at a dime, like, you already know, right, man? She probably ain't gonna mess with me. But I'm gonna shoot my shot anyway. I'm gonna walk up with confidence because I'm a confident man. I'm gonna say what I say. I'm gonna do what I do, and it might go my way, it might not. If it don't go your way, you ain't tripping because you know the game. If it does go, you know, if it doesn't go your way, you ain't tripping. You know the game. If it does go your way, you ain't tripping. You know the game. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, right? You're gonna figure it out. It's the same thing. The way that I talk to the 8, 9s, and 10s is the same ways that I talk to the 3, 4s, and 5s. There is no difference. There is no difference. I might tolerate a bit more from the dimes because they are fine. I'm trying to smash. I probably won't tolerate that from the other ones unless they got an amazing body. Maybe the face ain't that great, but they got an amazing body. Okay, I might tolerate just a little bit more, but the game is the same. I'm talking to them, saying I treat them the same. Ain't nobody getting put on no pedestal. You trying to get up on the pedestal, you trying to climb up on the pedestal, I'm dragging you back down. And get off that damn pedestal, girl. What you trying to do? Go in there and make me a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Serve it to me in bed. Right? It just, the game is the same, and I'm just talking crazy. That's how I get down. Right? So let's hear what happens.
It turns out that attractive women wanted every single thing on the list. And this was surprising to the researchers. The women looked at all of these qualities and attributes and collectively said, yeah, sounds good. I'll take it. It's a fascinating study because I think it's very honest. But here's the really interesting part. While the women apparently wanted it all, they didn't want everything equally. The women expressed a positive desire for all the attributes across like 24 different categories. However, some preferences were much stronger than others. And according to the study, the three categories that the women cared the least about, do you know what they were? You're going to love this. That he be intelligent, that he be loyal, and that he be kind and understanding. The women would prefer to have those things than not, but those three things actually weren't even statistically significant, according to the researchers' analyses: intelligence, loyalty, and kindness. Of the nearly 24 things that attracted women want in a man, these were apparently the three attributes they could most readily dispense with. So, what's the upshot?
Yeah, I hear that. So you got all these dudes out here on their tippy toes trying to be as nice as they can and cater to this women, and they don't even care, bro. And again, that's one of those things that, yeah, that's the game. Again, are we talking about all women? No. We're not talking about all women. But this is what you're going to deal with moving forward, especially when you get out of your 20s. You know, once you get past 25 or whatever, you know, you got those women who they're approaching 30. Those, some of the smarter girls, the girls who come from decent families, they might be really pressuring, trying to find someone that they can, you know, just going to marry them and all that kind of stuff. And if they're fine enough, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. But they still out there. This whole girl trips thing, people like, well, they taking girl trips and it's cool. No, hey man, that's what you want. That's y'all arrangement, fine. But if I'm dealing with a woman and we're in a relationship and I'm looking to be committed to her, that's what I'm looking for. She's adding value. She's the one. I'm like, all right, she's the one. And then we're in a relationship 6 months or so, and she's talking about, I'm gonna take a girls trip to Hawaii or Cancun, or we're gonna take a girls trip to Ibiza. I'm not gonna stop her. I'm not gonna say no. Right. But that's just it. As soon as she says that, I'm like, she's not the one. She's not the one. When she's talking about, I'm going, it's girls' night out. We've been together, like I said, 6 months, 8 months. She's talking about it's girls' night out. We finna go hit the clubs and this and that, mansion party, yacht party. I'm not gonna stop her. Okay. I'm just gonna say, all right. And that's it. I'm back to the streets. Again, don't hate the player. I'm not gonna hate her. You can hate the game if you want to, but all right. She ain't the one. She's not the one. If a woman is into you, she does not want to go out with her girl. She doesn't want to go out without you. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If she's really into you, she'll get mad if you go somewhere without her. She wants to be with you. She will pass up everything, bro. The perfect night for her is just we at the house, Netflixing and chilling, sipping on some wine. She with her man. She doesn't want to be with her girls. She know her girls are freaky tales. She know what her girls are into. She know what they do. She doesn't want to be with them. She would gladly let those girls go. If she's really into you, bro, she ain't trying to do that. You'll never have that conversation about girls' night out or girls' trip somewhere, you know, to Tulum. You would never have that conversation. She's going to Tulum. She wants you there. Right? She's going to Hawaii. She wants you there. She's going to Nagano. She wants you there. But guys overlook that. And then they're dealing with women who run that game. They run that Jedi mind trick. Oh, look at you. You don't trust me? You don't trust me? I mean, why are you acting like this? Why are you so possessive? I thought you was someone else. They're trying to run that guilt trip on you. So don't say nothing. Don't try to stop it. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Hey, I'll go ahead. Yeah, all right, that's cool. Go ahead. And when she gets back, man, I'm gone. Got all my stuff out of her place. And I took all of her stuff out of my place. When she comes back, her keys laying there on the counter. You know what I mean? It was fun while it lasted, bro. Hope you enjoyed yourself in Tulum. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to be with you. No, you don't. You wanted to be with me. You never would have left me. Stop it. Stop it. And if it's local, it's just girls' night out. You want to go out with your girls once a week. And y'all going to the mansion parties. Y'all going to the hottest clubs in town. Right? Y'all going to the hottest lounges. Right? Yeah, you're not even, I mean, yeah, again, getting all your stuff out while you're gone, taking all your stuff out, put it at your place, getting all my stuff out slowly. She won't notice it until it's all gone. She won't realize it until, again, she comes home and her keys are laying there on her counter. You ain't the one. This is all part of the game, gentlemen. Don't be selling yourself short. Don't get mad. Yeah, it's going to hurt, bro, but take it like a warrior. It's going to hurt. Just deal with it. and move on. It ain't personal. It ain't her fault. She ain't evil. That's just who she is. And you found out. This is why you got to vet people.
If you're taking the study at face value, it means men. If you want to be a viable option for very attractive women, you need to listen to what these women actually value. If you're putting a lot of energy into your intelligence, your loyalty, and your kindness, especially if doing so detracts from other higher value attributes like being physically fit, earning a lot of money, providing a house, etc., you're probably not going to be picked for dodgeball.
There it is. You're not going to get picked for dodgeball. What he's just saying, she ain't rocking out with you, bro. So all those other things are real important as well. Fellas, when you start this path, bro, focus on you. The women will come. The only reason I'm talking about this now is because I want you to know when the women come, it's gonna be a train wreck. It's gonna be some problems. And I just want you to know it's not you. Everyone goes through this. This is why you got to work on your game, right? And you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, the number one YouTuber, in my opinion, for game, for some playerism, is A Dose of Game. Check him out on YouTube. He just puts out 4 to 5 minute videos, A Dose of Game. Now, what he's doing is extreme, supreme level playerism. He's up there. What he's talking about, he's up there. You're not going to start there. What you need to do is just listen to what he's saying and let it sink in. When it comes to women, just listen to what he's saying. The brother is on point. He's on point. Right? For real. Listen to what he's saying. Again, I'm not saying that you need to attain his level, but you need to understand how it works. And it's all women. Like when you master your game, when you know what you're doing, your game is on point no matter who you talking to. Look at Mystery. And you know, his method and all that kind of stuff. Like, just look at that. Look at how dudes who got game can go out there. And it doesn't matter what these guys look like. Right. Once you master that mouthpiece, man, when you know what you're doing, it's really all about your social skills. When you master your social skills and your social skills are on par with hers, you're going to win because you're logic based and she's emotional based. So you're going to win. If you keep your emotions in check, you're not going to have a problem. Most of these dudes who have problems and they got game, their emotions get out of control and they don't know what to do. Right. Then they get wild. Right. When a man unleashes his emotions and he can't control them, bro, people go to jail. People get locked up, bro. People wind up in the forever box. You got to be careful with that. Keep your emotions in check. That's where that stoicism comes from. You got to go out here and run the game. You got to go out here and have some girl crack your face open, some dime, some conservative, good girl. You got to see it. There's nothing like it. You dealing with a woman, you swear to God she loves you. You just like, man, she loves me, bro. Like, for real, she loved me. And then you see her out with some Pookie or Ray Ray or Tyrone. You know what I mean? You see her out with some Aaron type dude who's, you know, Trevor, some dude who's, you know, she's riding around in Dad's Bentley with Trevor. It's like, damn, I thought, right? Like, I thought she was into me. And then you want to go argue with her, maybe fight Trevor. You don't need to do none of that, bro. She going to do what she do. Just sit back and chill. Like I said, don't say nothing. Hush. Be quiet. Go lick your wounds. If you can, smash her 1 or 2 more times. Right? Keep her around. Let her keep telling that, you know, running her game. It'll blow your mind. I had a woman once I was really into when I was young, man. Into her. She was a black girl with red hair. Woo. I ain't never seen one of them before. Black girl with red hair from the Northeast. I think she was from Philly. I mean, body was on point. She was amazing. This was back in the early 90s. Bro, I'm thinking I'm hitting her with my little game or whatever coming out of Cincinnati. I'm thinking I'm hitting her with my game. We were in Alabama. Bro, she hit me with some game that just blew my mind. That's when it began to open my eyes as to how much I didn't know. Man, get a little test when I didn't have a lot of money, man. Got enough money for a little motel or whatever, man. Getting into the telly and all that, hollering at her, whatever. Her game was perfect. Like, yeah, you this and that. And oh my God, you the man, and da-da-da-da. Man, a week later, she running around with another dude right in front of me. Right? I was like, damn. And maybe she thought my game was on par that it wouldn't be a problem. I was crushed. I didn't know what to do. Right. And then I wound up a couple weeks later, I meet this older woman. And by older, she was like 25, 26. You know, mind you, I'm 18. And she had her girlfriend and another dude who was like, they were like, to me, it was like, they're like grown. Matter of fact, she might have been like 28. She was like in her late 20s. Whew, fine chick. This chick took me shopping. She took me out to eat. She taught me about credit. She was like, yeah, why don't you open up an account here and get yourself a little gold chain just so you can build up your credit. She was talking about how credit works and everything. First time I heard any of this. She take me shopping. She in Victoria's Secret asking me what I like, picking out stuff. I'm totally oblivious, right? Because I'm tripping on the red girl. She get a hotel room, not a motel, a hotel. Take me up in that joint, bro. Oh, my goodness. That's when I was like, yep, I got to step my game up. I got to step my game up. She brought me to the next level of game. And then come to find out, little shorty was married. I didn't know. She had a man. Listen. And that's when I realized, like, yep, because you don't know what you don't know. And I was like, okay, I see how this worked. Both these women were girl next door beautiful. Both of them. Both these women had game. Hell, the one chick, the older chick, was married. I didn't know that either. Bro. And we talk about what we did sexually, the things that she taught me sexually, I can't even talk about on YouTube. I really got to start a Patreon for that story. Bro, you won't talk about wild. Ooh. It was amazing. That's it, bro. Brother, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That was hilarious. that was the movie Dodgeball. That was hilarious. It's like, what's the name again? I ain't telling no names, bro. I told you I can make up some names if you want. I can make up some names, but I ain't telling. Shh, quiet as kept, bro. I don't tell nobody. And a lot of people like, come on, bro. Ain't no way that somebody in this chat will actually know who that is. Shit, that woman might be somebody's mama in this chat, bro. I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying nothing, bro. Dose of Game is a great channel. I gotta watch him more. But I'm telling you, man, Dose ain't playing, bro. Like that guy, what he's talking about is some real high level player game, right? He's done a couple videos talking about players versus pimps. Like pimps is something completely different, but like high level player game, you gotta listen to A Dose of Game. Brother Pitney, her hair was not dyed; it was natural. I verified it. Red was natural, upstairs and downstairs, bro. The carpets and drapes matched. She was mixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, her mom, I think, from Ireland or something like that. And, you know, her pops was black, or maybe it was the other way around. You know what I mean? I see you, brother Chris. What's good? Dose of Game, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen to his videos, bro. Listen to his videos and pay attention. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you really trying to invest in yourself, and I've never done any of his classes or taken any of his classes, bro, but I've seen comments of guys who have, and they seem to be very happy with what he is putting down. They're picking up all of what he's putting down. So I'm just saying, bro, like I don't know what he's teaching, and I'm hoping to work with Dose at some point down the line. I want to see if I can get him to show up in real life. Yeah, brother Penny, she had black girl with natural red hair, bro. I ain't lying to you. Ain't like this was back in the 90s now. Like, gotta understand, the world was way different back then. What y'all dealing with now, we didn't deal with that back then. Like, it was completely different. Like, it just I barely recognize it. I barely recognize it now. So we're gonna do one more video. And this is gonna be Michael Certain, bro, Rolo Tomasi, Access Vegas. Shout out to them, man. Don DeMarco to them. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? I've never met Rolo. I haven't met him yet, I should say. I will. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. Whenever Rolo was in Miami kicking it with Miami and Fresh, I wasn't there. It's just a matter of time before I bump into Rolo. And I assume that's the same for Michael Certain. Maybe even catch him out in Vegas. So this is a video. A couple of days ago, I did a video. But there's going to be a woman here wearing a white cowboy hat, a black girl. And we did a video on her. I did a DL short on her. It's from the same episode, it's a different clip though. So he's in this video too, and Brother Mike did a great job of just shutting her down. Michael Surtain, instead of just telling women they're stupid or saying they're low IQ, whatever, he just moves on. Right? He handles it like a smooth G. He just moves on. And the women know it too. The women know, like, oh, he's done talking to me. Like, he's had enough of my shenanigans. Whereas other platforms are like, would you just shut up, you dumb 304? So we're gonna watch this. Why women find it hard to date guys at their age. Remember, women want the best, right? And it's hard to get those things that women find attractive when you're young. You're going to be every bit of 30 something before you really come into your stride financially. That's just how it works. It takes time. Unless you hit some sort of lick, it takes time. So, but if you got game, you're going to get the short term, right? You're going to get to smash. You're going to get to have some fun. You're going to get to do all that. But for the long term, it's going to take time to get the things that most women find valuable and what most women want. So yeah, we're gonna watch this video, bro. And Brother Penny's like, yes, Surtain needs to stay smooth to maintain his image and relationships. He's actually friends with the women on his show. That's the fact. I think the woman that he was talking to, I doubt if she'll come back to the show anytime soon. She definitely embarrassed herself. But we're gonna check this out, bro. And again, gentlemen, you are going to find yourself dealing with this type of woman. Like, and this, I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's just, you're going to find yourself dealing with women like this, right? You see these girls on Fresh and Fit. You're going to find yourself dealing with women like that. Maybe not directly, but certainly indirectly, because these girls go out together. I was at a cigar bar about a month ago, one of the local cigar joints, and I like to go there because the bartenders are beautiful, and I'm cool with all of them. One of them, I call her Coach. You know, she's a personal trainer, beautiful woman, amazing body, one of the best bodies I've ever seen. Black girl, maybe Caribbean, descent or whatever. Beautiful woman. She's real cool, good at what she does. She has a ton of tattoos. I'm not a tattoo guy, but her, I'm like, there's always an exception to a rule, right? I'm like, boy, that's definitely an exception. Beautiful woman, beautiful personality. So I go to see her and a few others. There's one there who was in the Air Force. I forget her name. I need to go see her again. But then there's another one there who's Latina, and she's like really cool. In fact, her name is Nikki. In fact, Nikki has agreed to do the podcast. I just haven't been able to lock in a date. But we'll definitely do the podcast with Nikki. She's really cool. She's actually a podcaster herself. In fact, last time I saw her, she was asking me about it, so I got to really get on that. But anyway, back to Coach. I'm in there talking to Coach, and a group of older Black women, and by older, they were younger than me. They were probably just in their 40s. I think the ages probably range from the late 30s to early 40s. They're kind of sitting at the bar. One of them was very, very lovely, very noble looking, no tattoos, nice hairdo, nice clothes, put together really well. Her three friends, ratchet. I mean, they were, ooh, chicken, ooh, chicken head. They were like that, bro. I didn't realize my face was down there. My bad. I didn't realize my face was down there doing all this damn talking. These three women were ratchet. The fourth woman, decent. And not only were the ratchet women loud and crash, but they were overweight and unattractive. I mean, just piles and piles of makeup on, tight clothes, like you shouldn't be wearing that. Your body ain't right for it, whatever. So he's sitting at the bar, and there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to talk to this woman, even though she's looking. I went to the restroom, came back, made eye contact. She's looking, right? You could tell, like I said, women let you know when they want you to come through. I'm not dealing with her. It's just no way in hell. I'm going to fight through her friends to talk to her. It's not going to happen. But there were plenty of dusties in there. There are plenty of dudes in there willing to shoot their shot. And they're all trying to get to the elegant looking woman, but they had to fight their way through the chicken heads. And this one dude came up, man, his game was horrible. But this is Tampa. You don't have to have top notch game here, especially if you're in your 30s or above, 30s or 40s. You really just got to come up and say hi and be able to drive the conversation one way or the other. This guy failed to do that. Came up and said hi, but he ain't had shit else. And he was right there trying to talk to this girl, and he couldn't get a word in because her friends just kept shooting him down. I mean, every time he tried to say something, bro, it was like, get some, baby. Get some. They was just tearing his ass up. Just tearing his ass up. He trying to say, hey, how you doing? Like, goddamn, he had to get his head down, pop up for a second, get down, pop up for a second. What's your name? Her friends are just shooting. Right? It didn't work for him. He spent about 20 minutes, man, 25 minutes, and he finally went away. I think he bought them all around the drinks, though. Again, why did you do that, homie? That was dumb. Went over there, got shot down, but he bought them all around the drinks. Dumb. And when we were leaving, the group came out behind me and my people. You know what I'm saying? They were leaving. They had to walk by us. And I can hear the crass women, the chicken heads talking about, they ain't no good men. And how come these dudes are all dusties and da-da-da-da-da. The attractive woman was just looking at me and walking, kind of shaking her head because I was laughing. You know, still waiting. She was giving me that one last chance, man. Remember I told you, I've told you guys time and time again, and I'll keep telling you, if a woman is into you, bro, she will place herself in your orbit. She will do it. She will do it. This woman, that was her last opportunity, man. She was placing herself in my orbit. And I'm like, nope. You can just be Haley's Comet, man. Just keep on going, man. We'll see you in about 25 more years or whatever. How long it takes for, what is it, every 75 years for Haley's Comet? I think it is. It is what it is, man. But let's get into this video, man. Michael Certain, Rollo Tomasi. Why women find it hard to date guys at their age. Check this out.
Also think about it, like when men are in their 20s, they're also very dumb. Like the brain isn't even fully developed.
So pick a 40-year-old man when you're in your 20s.
Well, no.
There it is.
The brain isn't fully developed until when?
25.
35.
25. I don't know. Like Isaac
35.
Newton. Isaac Newton developed a differential calculus.
Your
at 26 years old.
prefrontal cortex matures fully at 25 years
Yeah, 25 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why insurance companies won't
I've
insure
learned
the
that,
big
I've
brain
learned
on
that
Rollo.
the brain solidifies around 35.
So they're telling her, like, bro, you're wrong, sis. They're telling her. She's like 35. No, it's 25. No. And this is the woman. If you guys go back and watch that DL short, here's this beautiful woman who knows it all. Right? And she's been around guys, because normally if she's sitting with some dudes and like, yeah, your frontal cortex doesn't fully mature until you're 35. Those guys are gonna be like, okay, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? So when are we going out? Sure. You want to come back to my place? Whatever you say, baby. You know what I mean? The world is flat? It sure is. Shall we stop and get some Chardonnay as we go back to my place? She comes from a world where these guys are going to pedestalize her and tell her whatever. She believes she's such a big brain. I'm so smart. If you go back and watch the DL short we did, the stuff that she was saying, just dumb. Like even this thing right here, because this is on the tail end of the other one. So even Michael Certain, like, come on, baby, we're trying to tell you this is what it is. Stop it. But her whole point, like, well, guys are just dumb. What? And women are smart? Like so much smarter than dudes, like with that big brain. Come on now. What are they doing with that big brain? Like what how much smarter can they be? They're young too. Right? So what are we talking about here? Right? And like Michael Certain said, date someone older. If that's a big problem, date someone older. But we don't like the dudes. Let's put it on the dudes our age. He's too dumb. I don't want to be with him, but he's smart enough for you to smash, because they are definitely smashing these guys. Like it is what it is. Right? I mean, I just listening to her talk is like, come on, baby, you don't. And by this point in the conversation, she was like, damn, she was ready to go, I think. But this is Mike's friend. He does business with this woman. I'm pretty sure she goes to the bikini contest. I mean, look at her, bro. Look at the cleavage, man. She's attractive. Bro. Ain't no getting around that. She's got body. But let's continue.
I would definitely not have.
2 years.
Like,
Real quick. Does anybody else have anything to say about this? About like not being able to find a man that can live up to your standards? Norma? Michelle?
Well, I you kind of said earlier about how a man, like, they can impress a woman by, you know, taking them places that a girl can never go to and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's like, at least like with my job, especially what I do for my videos and all that, I can take myself there. So I have found it a little bit difficult when it comes to dating. A guy will be like, I want to take you somewhere you've never been. And they'll give me a list. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I've been to like all of these. And then like in the end, they give up.
Can you imagine
So-
dating Norma?
So if you find yourself in this situation, gentlemen, this is where the ism comes in. This is where the game comes in. When you're talking to a woman like this and you want to impress her because she's told you maybe she's a food critic, she's a foodie, right? You're doing well. You want to impress her. I want to take her somewhere she's never been. You got to dig down some more. Start asking her questions. What's your favorite Italian place? What's your favorite Mexican place? What's your favorite steakhouse? And then start asking her about different, places that just opened up. Like if I'm in Miami, for instance, I'm talking to a girl, she's a foodie. I'm like, oh, okay. So, do you like Mr. Chow's? Yes, I love Mr. Chow's. The one here, especially in the South Beach, is nice, but my favorite is the one, like my favorite is LA, like Beverly Hills, but there's a 2 in New York. So she knows all that. They're like, okay, fuck, she knows that. So, all right. So, man, who has the best dessert in Miami? I think it's Carbone's. I think it's that lemon cheesecake. And then she's like, oh yeah, but the carrot cake is amazing too. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So like, oh, you know about Carbone's? All right. So then you start reaching into your bag. Oh, what's one of the newest places here? Mamo's. They just opened a Mamo's down here in Miami. So he's like, okay, what about like casual Italian? Like what do you like? Because we've already talked about Carbone's more traditional, but what about a casual Italian? You've been to, like Mamo's is like one of my favorite, and she's like, yeah, and the one here in Brickell, and she starts going into that. Like, did you try the skirt steak? It's good. And they have the, they have that truffle pizza. And then it's like, all right, right? So you've done your research, right? You've done your thing, you've done your probing. It's like, all right, I am not going to be able to take her to a top tier restaurant that she hasn't been to or haven't heard of, right? It's not going to happen. So what do? I'm about to take her to the best hood spot in town. Put in the car, like, baby, I found a place. I'm not even going to talk to you about it. Get in. We're about to go have some dinner. I'm going to take her to JJ's Rib Shack or some shit like that. I'm going to take her somewhere with Big Mama's behind the counter, and they're going to be putting all your stuff on a paper plate, bro. We're going to give you some mac and cheese and some collard greens, right, and some candy yams and some turkey or whatever. I'm going to take her to a place like that. I bet you ain't never been here before. And she's going to be like, you right, I ain't never been here before. And then the food will be good. Like, oh, damn, this is really good. Like, it's extremely unhealthy, but yes, it's good, baby. So there you go. You've accomplished your mission. You had to do a little bit of digging. You had to figure out what's going on. It's like, all right, I'm not going to be able to take her someplace high end, but I could get her into the hood spot. And if you get her to the hood spot and she's been there before, wow. It is what it is. You're still going to have a good time because she's going to appreciate the effort. That's how you handle that. And the guy was like, he gives a list of stuff trying to impress her. And she's like, I've been at all those places. And he just throws his hands up in the air. That's not player. Don't give up. Hey, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't be quitting. Players don't quit like that. All right, so let's get back to the video.
Jelly somewhere in Vegas, and like the restaurant owners come out to her because they want her to like get good reviews on her show. And so like everywhere you go, people are taking pictures over there. Can you imagine that?
It's
does that ever happen?
It
have you been on dates
happened
before and people are like, oh my God, I love your channel?
Mhm.
Yes, I can imagine.
I have, and it's fine. I mean, I definitely think it tests how the guy would be in a relationship with me and how they can take it. But I mean, it's not like a negative situation when someone does come up and say hello. It's usually a positive thing. So, and that's why, in a sense, I feel like I'm the man because I'm like, oh look, I'm showing like that I got a good life. I don't know.
Because you're producing resources, your own security, and the guys that aren't doing that, you don't want to have anything to do with them. Because for women, it's really two sides. It's the alpha fucks and beta bucks. Sorry, evolutionary psychologists, gatekeepers. But it's the guys who are hot and fun to have sex with, right? And then there's the guys who can provide you with provisioning, protection, and parental investment, right? And those are the guys who have resources. Those are the guys who have money. Those are the guys who care about, who like you and are nice to you. Those are the guys who are emotionally invested in you and also financially and lifetime invested in you as well. And if you can provide those things better for yourself than any of those guys can, why would you fuck with them?
And there you go. Rolo sticks to that message, and it's true. And that's pretty much what Scott Galloway was saying. You're at a position where you can do all those things for yourself. You want a man that's better than you. And those dudes are few and far between. Yeah, Brother Pitney, you know me, man. If I take her someplace like that, we're going to the hood. First of all, we're going there early. It's gonna be there about 3-4 in the afternoon. And yeah, I have that plastic on me, bro. I never leave home without it. That's just how that works, especially in Miami. But anywhere in Florida, wherever I go, I got that thing on me.
You were saying something, Michelle?
Okay, so someone told me this recently, and they were saying that like the girl that went like viral for like I want a man in finance or whatever.
6'5",
She like did
blue eyes, blue eyes.
The statistics that she said in it, and the probability of like which ones were actually single and not single. There was only 2 of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know that?
Yeah, of
You
course.
heard that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So like that's crazy to me. Like out of all that, and people like look up to it. There's only 2 people, and those people are probably even dating people themselves.
Yeah.
So what she's talking about, there's some studies out there, and there's some documentation where I forget, I didn't see this exactly, but I can understand what she's saying. You know, when these women start saying, I want a guy who's 6'3", 6'4", blue eyes, you know what I mean? Chiseled jaw, abs, money, charisma, blah, 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 blah. And they did it with like certain fields, and they did it with real-time data. And so they were like, all right, so this is the guy you want. Let's see how many men are out there are available who are not like, homosexual, who are not married, who are not in long-term relationships, who are absolutely looking. And it's kind of like that delusional calculator. Only this thing narrowed it down to the individual in the area. So it's like there are only 2 dudes that fit this description that are not in long-term relationships or married and not gay in this area. 2. It's like it's only 2 dudes, and every woman at the table wanted that guy. Like, which means every woman in the city wanted that guy. So what is that guy doing? He's smashing everybody.
It is pretty nuts when you see it.
It's pretty rare.
And what kind of jades it for some of those people? Maybe
So
they're
it's not
in New York.
it's not like a thing that's common. And
Yes.
everyone's like, oh, this is my like expectations of what I want for people. But it's very rare that those people you can actually have and have yourself. They do exist, obviously, but like it's rare that you can actually find a person like that.
Was it 2 in New York or 2 in the world? Was it?
I heard it was. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was 2 in the world, or
I think it was 2. No, there was one. There was one where they were showing it was like 2 in, but it wasn't 6'5" with blue eyes like that. It's like there's probably 2 in the country that are available
that were single. They narrowed it down
and in the right age range.
They narrowed it down the same
6'5" and blue eyes, 65 years old. It's not
and
included.
Who's in finance? Who's single? Who's everything? And it was actually, I think it was 2 in the world.
Yeah, I know a lot of broke dudes in finance, by the way. That's
and
another
those
thing.
2 people are most
work at
likely
H&R Block.
probably in relationships or like have girls on the side too. So your probability of finding somebody like that is like less than having a kid when you're 50.
Yeah.
And some things aren't realistic, but like again, side note, my sister-in-law, when she was in her 20s, she had a miscarriage.
So now, the black girl again with the cowboy hat, because they were kind of clowning her with the stuff that she was saying earlier, where she was saying, oh, it's easy to have a child in your 50s. It's normal. People do it all the time. And like, they were like, no, that doesn't happen. You're out of your mind. And they even brought up charts from Center Disease Control, like CDC. Like, nah, like after like 32, it drops off like crazy. It's really hard to have kids the older you get for women. And she's like, no. And now she's even circled back to it at this point in the show. And now she's giving all this anecdotal evidence. Well, I know this person. They did all these things at this age and da 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 da. It's like, all right, baby. Well, look, I know 15 dudes who used to be in the streets selling dope, and none of them got arrested. None of them got shot. They're all still alive. So what are we saying? Should I tell all these young dudes to go out there and start hustling? No, it's still a bad idea. Like these dudes are clearly the exception. And simply because I anecdotally know of some dudes like this, it doesn't change all the data. So let's listen to what she had to say.
Her first kid, she had at 31. Her second kid, she had at 38. My other friend that I know who was in college with me, she had her last 4 boys from 32 to 37. Now, my second friend from college, Indian girl, she just had her second boy at 37. So I'm just saying, and these are just 3 random people that I know that's close to me. So I'm just saying you can't. And they didn't go through life freaking out like, oh my God, I'm not 25. It's over. You know what I mean? So I would say like, don't put that type of.
We didn't say freaking at 25. At 35, freak out. That's what we're saying.
At 40, really freak out.
And at 38, she had her
I'm
second
33
kid.
and I'm kind of low key freaking out.
So does anybody want to be nice and have babies with Michelle Brittany Martin?
Yes.
Hit us up. Or by the way, big enough super chat. I'll set a day up.
Michelle Brittany Martin. She's salty that she didn't have any babies. She's having regrets, but she's like, I'm fine. I'm going to be able to have my child. You can have a baby, but are you going to have a baby with the guy of your dreams, the guy who's 6'3", the guy who's making $500,000 a year or more, the guy who's single and charming and funny and likes cats? You're going to have his baby? No, because he's not going to try to have a baby with your old ass. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? That is just how it works. So fellas, when you're on this path, you are going to come across women like that. And when you do, have fun. Don't fall in love. Don't fall in love. And if you do fall in love, and if you do go the distance, right, and if it goes bad, it's your fault, homie, because I done told you, and I'm not the only one telling you. Stay in the oven until you're ready. Don't come out of that oven. Don't come out of that player oven until you are ready to deal with everything you're going to deal with. And when you're ready, go out there. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be super player. Nah. You probably gonna get your feelings hurt. You're going to get hurt. That's how the game goes. When you get hurt, learn from it. Keep your emotions in check, and you'll be fine. Just get up, brush yourself off, and get back to it. All right. So that's it. That's all I wanted to put out there for the day, guys. Right. Get on that path to self-improvement. Start with your, get fit. Start doing push-ups and sit-ups. Go to the gym. Start eating right. Don't, stop eating so much fast food. Right? Stop looking at, adult films and pleasuring yourself. Chill all that out. Continue to learn. Learn about finance. Learn about history. Right? Learn about antiquities, man. Learn about just random stuff, man. Do that. Right? You want to educate yourself and put yourself out there and become socially in tune with people. Learn how to have conversations, right? Learn how to fit in. You're not fitting in to be with these people. You're fitting them so they will feel comfortable. You're not doing it so they would accept you. You're doing it so they feel comfortable, right? Get on your fashion. Your fashion game is important. You want to absolutely look the part. When you walk in, I go out places, man, I got a shirt, I got a tie on. I might have on a tie, maybe a bow tie, a regular tie. I might have on a lightweight sweater type, summer sweater type thing. I might have on a vest. I might have on a blazer. Who knows what I'm wearing? But when I go out, I look the part. Nice hats, right? Cufflinks for whatever. If I'm wearing the certain type of with the presidential cuff or whatever, I have my cufflinks on. Or maybe I'll go out and I had the sleeves rolled up on just a regular shirt with the sleeves rolled up, with the vest on, with the tie loosened up a bit, open collar. I mean, I'm trying different looks when I go out. And guess what? Wherever I go, when women plant themselves next to me, man, they strike up a conversation. Wow, where'd you get those shoes? Wow, that's a nice look. Wow, are you wearing Creed? Like, yeah, I am wearing Creed. Oh my God, that smells so good. I love that cologne. What's your name? It happens all the time. Happens all the time. Accessories, might have on a nice timepiece, right? If women are looking for an opportunity to chat you up, they will find something to ask you about. Oh, excuse me, sir, that's a unique watch. What's that watch? I was thinking about getting a watch for my brother. Do you know timepieces? I have a few. I'm like, I'm no expert, love, but I could tell you about what I have. And then boom, they're into the conversation. They're into the conversation, right? Women do it all the time. They put themselves in your orbit. And if they've had a couple of drinks, they done had a couple of Chardonnays. Oh my goodness, fam. So get ready for that. Don't be rushing these women to your crib neither. When you're going out working on your game, go out and work on certain things. Like, I'm just going to go in here and work on code approach. I'm going to get the woman's name and then I'm going to back off. Do that. Or, tonight I'm gonna go in here and work on just making people laugh. I'm gonna make this woman laugh. I'm gonna work on that. Get her to giggle a little bit, then move out. All right. Tonight all right, tonight I'm working on getting Instagrams. Tonight I'm working on getting phone numbers. That type of stuff. Right. And another good thing to do too for you guys who are in bigger cities, bro. If you have a Latin community there, bro, go and salsa dance, bro. Go salsa. Go do that. Take the courses. A lot of times when you go to the salsa night at a club or whatever, if you get there like the hour, if you get there when they open the first hour, it's lessons and the lessons are free. Go there. Go there. Learn how to dance a little bit, bro. I'm telling you. You want a damn near flawless closer. If you're in a situation where you could dance with a woman, bro. I was walking down the street one day and it was like a local 3-piece band or whatever, and they was just playing music, or whatever. They just playing music. I'm walking down the street and this very attractive woman just came around the corner and we like bumped into each other. You know how you could just walk in and she came around the corner, I was there, you're like, oh, excuse me, kind of thing. Well, instead of jumping out of her way, I just started dancing with her. I put my hand on her back, and when you dance in salsa, man, you don't put your hand on their butt. You put your hands up around her shoulder area, like between her shoulder blades, up that way. So I put my hand on her back, and I put my other hand up, and she grabbed it, and we just started moving around. I'm talking about maybe 45 seconds. 45 seconds. I spent her around, and then I clapped, and I tipped my hat, and all the people who were standing around watching, they all clapped or whatever. Bro was fire. Bumped into her 2 hours later. Bumped into her in the lounge that I was going to inside of a hotel, and she was there. And she's like, there's my mystery dance partner. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? I apologize for that, love. I got swept up in the moment. She's like, no, that was amazing. I really am. What's your name? Done. Bro, that's what it's all about. Work on your game, gentlemen. I gotta go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, be selfish and improve yourself. Yeah, be selfish and improve yourself, man. Focus on you. When you become the best version of yourself, the women will come. You become the best version. What did all these videos say, man? What do they all have in common? Women want the best, period. So when you focus on yourself, become the best version of yourself, man, women will come. Brother Casual, you're like, the goals for men: 1, save most of your money; 2, be charismatic and work on social skills; 3, work out consistently; control your emotions. That, my friend, is a Don DeMarco. You start there, bro. You are off to an outstanding start, right? The social part, especially the charisma, man. You kids are calling it Riz. Can't be beat. It just can't be beat, man. So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. I got to go get my daughter. Band practice is almost over. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this episode is for those guys who are ready to be seen, for those men who are ready to do the work. It's time to do the work, man. Start at the beginning. Get in that player oven, and don't you come out that oven until you are ready. Don't come out early because you get yourself hurt. You feel me? So if you're watching this live, I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all in the chat, man. This was a lot of fun, especially our brother over in India, man. Again, congratulations to you, Brother Speed, man, and your wife, man. I'm so happy for you. You know what I mean? For all the people who came over when I was, talking my talk about Ivan Preach, I appreciate y'all guys coming over here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. You know what I mean? Help us grow this out. As you can see, man, we all about trying to help brothers over here, man. We want to help each other out. That's what we all about. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thank you.